What's up, everybody? This is Whisky in the Six. I'm Rob, doing the Mortlach 16-year-old versus the Mortlach 20-year-old. I've never reviewed either of these whiskeys, so I'm going to nose them, taste them, and give them a mark. So actually what I did was I posted on a YouTube poll asking basically what you guys wanted me to review. This came in first very narrowly to another review I had posed to you guys, which will be what I go live with this week sometime. Okay, I've been going live a little bit more frequently. Obviously, we all have a little bit more time on our hands. Hope you all are staying healthy. Okay, so the Mortlach 16 is about 120 out west where I got it. This was a long time ago. Obviously, I haven't tapped into this one too much. It's, I believe, $160 at the LCBO. The 20-year-old is $220 in Alberta and almost $300 at the LCBO. So, like I said, I'm going to nose these, taste them, give them a mark, and I'm going to tell you whether or not they are worth buying. Starting over here with the 16-year-old, bottled at 43.4%. I believe there's added color in both of these. I don't think these are natural at all. They don't even look natural. It doesn't say that they're natural color anywhere on the box. I'm assuming these are added color. They look like they might be. This is 100% ex-sherry for the 16-year-old, and the 20-year-old is ex-sherry and whiskey refill. I believe whiskey refill is just ex-bourbon casks, but it doesn't really say that. It just says whiskey refill cask. So on the nose, this one definitely smells like a sherry cask whiskey. Now, the first time I had the 16-year-old, I was actually pretty blown away. I thought it was excellent. I bought the bottle, gave myself a couple pours, and I wasn't as enthusiastic about it as I was when I first tried it. Right now, the nose is actually very nice. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Glengoyne 18-year-old. Some sweet red fruit in there, like raspberries. Definitely fruity on the berry side of things. Maybe a light milk chocolate in there as well. Nice nose. Maybe some like hay-like notes in there as well. A little bit malty, but not overly. And then on the back end, you get like a tangerine note, which is typical for sherry cask whiskey. On the palate, yeah, definitely red fruit, raspberries, strawberries. The ABV is not too low tasting on the palate. It's not like it's like very mild on the palate. It's got a nice kick to it. A little bit of chocolate on the back end, but not a super long finish at all. Yeah, it's got some nice flavor to it. Nothing really knock your socks off about it, but it's a good everyday dram. If you can get this in Alberta for the lower price of about $120, definitely a buy. Still probably a good buy at $160. Let's try the 20-year-old and see where that's at. So this one had a funky name. Yeah, Coe's Blue Seal. It's navy blue and gold, the bottle. Really nice. I like the look of the bottles. Let's see if the liquid matches up. This one's bottled in 2018, if that means anything to anybody. This one doesn't have those details on it. It just says 2.81 distilled. So I guess almost 3 times distilled. if that's what that means. So this one's got a little bit more balance on the palate. The sherry and the ex-bourbon cask shine through here. You do get some vanillas. It's definitely a little bit more mild. You can tell it's a bit older, for sure. Again, I think there's added color to this, and it always plays with my head whether or not I'm tasting that. So, the nose is much more mild on this one. Get a little bit more apple. A little less red fruit. Actually, a lot less red fruit. Something like farm-like on there. Okay, so like I said, this is almost $300 at the LCBO. I think $290, $240 in Alberta. So based on the nose, I would say it's not getting me to where a 20-year-old $300 whiskey should be. One more time on the palate. Yeah, again, it's smoother. It does have some nice flavor, but I like the more robust flavor of the 16-year-old. I feel like this one should have been 46% at least, whereas the 16-year-old, you can kind of tell why they didn't bottle it at 46. Okay, so I don't base my marks on price, but it's hard not to be a little bit more harsh on this based on the price. It's at least $100 more than the 16-year-old, depending on where you buy it. Let me go back to the 16 one more time. Yeah, the nose I definitely give to the 16. And definitely more flavor going on with the 16 as well. A decent whiskey, absolutely. Am I ever going to spend that money on this bottle again? No. Am I going to recommend that you guys spend that money on this bottle? No. It's good stuff, just not great. I would definitely go with the 16 instead. And actually, because of that, this is probably more of like an 83, 84. There you have it. This one is an 87. That's the 16-year-old Mortlach. This one is an 84, let's go with, to be fair. 84. So 87 and 84. I would buy the 16. Even at the LCBO, I think it's still fair value at around 160 bucks. Whereas the 20-year-old, I would just avoid altogether, to be honest with you. I don't think it's worth the money. Definitely not worth 300 bucks. If you gave these to me blind, there's a very, very good chance that I would pick the 16 anyway. Obviously, it's impossible to know for sure because I know exactly what I'm getting and I know how much I paid for these. All those biases might play a factor. I don't think they do. I think I judge pretty fairly. And like I'm saying, you would like this one better, in my opinion. If you tried these, let me know what you think in the comments below. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And you guys can look for more lives coming up very soon. I will try my best to announce them ahead of time. My Thursday night live, I am going to do as much as I can. Stay healthy, my friends. Stay well and drink good whiskey. Cheers.